Hi and welcome to South African Homesteader. Today I decided to just do a chat about the challenges that we are experiencing on the homestead. And these challenges, I feel it's necessary for me to do this video because what you see out there in the garden, it takes a lot of hard work. And we've been so successful in this past. It's been 3.5 months since we planted our first seed, and that's great. We've been harvesting spinach, we've been harvesting lettuce, we've been harvesting chilies and peppers and zucchini, baby marrow, and there's lots more to harvest. We've even given some spinach and some lettuces to family, and we are expecting an influx of people this weekend, family coming to visit, some people who's been here and some who will be coming here for the first time. Now, for me, I just felt it was necessary that I actually do this video because I have had somebody ask, what challenges are we experiencing? And I feel that I've not really maybe relayed, because at that time the challenges that we were experiencing was more to do with the wind, which still presents a challenge, but for me it's more of a welcome wind. It's not a challenge anymore. It now becomes more welcoming. We are more welcoming to the wind because it gives us a little bit of a breeze. It gives us some form of reprieve from the heat, and that's what I want to speak about. We came here to this vacant land, and it was August month, 20th of August to be exact, and we set up a tent. Now, at the time, my challenge was, if it storms, are we going to be okay with the tent, etc. And believe you me, if it storms, you are so safe in your tent because these tents are made to withstand storms. I'm not speaking about the cheap plastic tents. I'm speaking about these heavy canvas, the tent coat tents. So that was what I thought would be the challenge. But as the months went on, we now find ourselves in December, and we've had challenges in September with the little flies, muggies, they call it. I can't think of the proper name. But if you look at my face right now, then that's exactly what I feel. Because the challenge to me now is, how do we combat the heat? Because we don't have proper, I would say, covering. Because yes, you have covering inside the tent, but remember, if you have heat coming down onto canvas, and we close the windows because sometimes it just becomes even hotter. You think that with the air vents it will be cooler, but I actually spend no time at all inside of the tent during the day, and I can't spend time outside during the day because it's very hot. So if like, we check the weather all the time, and if you see 22 and there's no wind, now if you see that type of weather in the urban areas, then that's fine because it's not that hot. But if you are on just open land like this, and you get that type of weather, and then you go up to 26 and you go up to 28 degrees Celsius, it becomes unbearable. So I literally sit here and I cook and I melt, which is how I'm feeling right now. I am melting, but because I'm also keeping still, it doesn't feel that bad. So for me, the important thing is to really get started on the house. We are in the final stages of getting that plan approved, It's been a journey on its own to get the plan approved. But I have been told that I must go back by the end of this week, and we might have some positive response, because I think there was only 2 more people that needed to scrutinize the plan. It's been through all the other channels, so hopefully that is some good news. It's very exhausting because you need to occupy yourself during the day. You can't go sleep, which is something that I would do in the afternoon. Is I would go take a nap, but because it's so hot inside that tent, you really can't take a nap. It's just, you would suffocate. And so I'm sitting in an area now that was an extension, and at the moment it's 6 meters by 3 meters, which is a nice size. And we have our door here, and then we have that area, which is almost like a sort of a patio area, covered. And these are the areas that I need to occupy myself in now. So for anybody who is looking to embark on this journey, it's good and well for us to have done it. We've experienced it. But I would say, try not to do it the way we did it. We've learned a lot. We've gone through a lot of challenges. One of the biggest challenge for my husband, obviously, is with the carrying of the water. Is heavy. It's those 25-liter cans. So we have a JoJo, a 1,000-liter JoJo tank, and then we also have a friend of ours gave us a, what is that thing called? A flowbin. I think it's called a flowbin to use. And so after those get filled up with the pipes. But then after that, he needs to then carry the water to the bathroom. So for me, the challenge is coping with the heat, but for him, the challenges are, he needs to see that there's water, because then in the bathroom, I basically open the tap, because he makes it so convenient for me. I open the tap and the water runs, but he needs to see that containers are filled, so that there is water for me to open the tap so that the water can run. He needs to see that there's water in the kitchen for us to use, because I don't have a tap in the kitchen. So I have a I think that's about a 40-liter container that we have for kitchen use. And then I sit with a towel and I need to just dry my face off, because like I said before, it's melting hot here. One of the best things we could have done was, we have a swimming pool for the children, which is quite a nice size. I even get into it sometimes, because just to cool off, you just need to cool off, and that is the only way that you can cool off. You don't want to go to the beach, because it's just as hot on the beach. So usually if you are in a house, you can put on a fan. We have fans, but you don't want to use too many things with using motors on the solar system that we have, because I just think it's too small to accommodate all of that. And then also, I think for me the challenge is, and it's a little bit of a heart sore, that my grandchildren, it's really hot for them, and it's difficult for them to cope in the summer months. So the one thing that we can say is that the pool helps a lot. The best time of the day here is early morning, until, I promise you, it used to be until 11 o'clock. Now it's until 9:30 max. And then from 4:30, then it sort of becomes bearable. But from 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock is the best time here ever. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But I promise you, this time of the day, it's so hot. It's difficult to cope. So my suggestion to anybody who's looking to embark on this journey is, you know, we were going to do it. We ended up not doing it. Big mistake, I would say, but now it's too late, because we're about to start building, so we might as well just push all the funds that we do have into the building. But if you are looking to buy vacant land, either for us, renting is not an option, because we want to be on the land. We want to be here in the morning, we want to be here in the evening. We have animals that we need to see to. We have chickens, we have dogs, we have cats. And this space is more conducive to them having a good quality of life. So we need to be here for that. But if that is the journey that you are looking to embark upon, then my suggestion would be, see that you have accommodation that is not a tent. See that you have accommodation. For example, put up a windy house, you know, like my husband said. When I said, he said, I said, you know, you could have put up, because we have stores that is built with what is it, with roof sheets, and it's so much better in there. The one that we built for the gentleman that worked for us, it's so much cooler, so much nicer, so much better. What we had than the actual tent inside. The tent inside is perfect. It's like you feel like you have a home. You feel like it's nice and big. It's clean. It's set up the way your bedroom is set up. The home is set up the way your home should be set up. However, when it comes to the heat, people, you need to have better protection against the heat. So I would suggest put up a windy house. If you can't, or put up a new tech house. We have neighbors, they're busy grading at the back there. They actually own JR Windies, which is one of the 6 reputable companies in Cape Town for windy houses. They were actually one of the people that I contacted for a windy house. Now the windy houses, they're not cheap. Those prices that you see, those 18,000, 25,000, those are not prices, people. Though that's really not what it costs. It costs a lot more. Those are the little thingies that people put up. You don't want to live in one of those. But if you can afford it, then I would suggest to put up a decent windy house, or wooden house, a log cabin. And it's going to cost you in the region of about, for a decent 2-bedroom one, it's going to cost you in the region of about 160,000, 170,000. That is minimalistically priced. And new tech obviously is going to cost you about in the region of 400,000, but you can live in there. But our plan is not to live in one of those structures. Our plan is to build the house that I want to build. And the reason we then didn't do the windy house was because I was so concerned about the planning permission. And yes, the plan, like my husband says, the tent was an instant solution. It's a great solution if you're going to do it in winter, because the tent can withstand the rain like anything. It can withstand wind. It must just be properly secured. The only thing that I don't think it can withstand is it can withstand the heat, but I don't think it is healthy to be inside a tent like this. I'm not sitting in the tent at the moment. The tent is on that side. The tent is a kitchen, and then you get inside the tent. So the section that I'm sitting in is very ventilated, and it's just generally hot, so it's hot in here too. But this is where I can manage to be in the heat. I've even brought out my 2-plater cooking stove, so that I don't have to cook inside the kitchen part of the tent, which is also quite hot. That actually gets hotter than the tent itself inside there. So where I'm sitting now, this is it's a structure that my husband built, and it's nice and secure. It's got a roof, a metal roof. It's got some mesh netting which lets in air. You have some airflow coming in and out here, and yeah, so you need to really think it through if the journey that you are embarking upon. What also didn't stand us in good stead was we couldn't occupy the land before transfer. Like these guys at the back here, I think their transfer is only going through at the end of Feb, but they have permission to do things on the land. Now we didn't have that type of permission. So also when we sold, because we didn't rent, we could have rented. That wasn't an option my husband was prepared to take. It was that was the option I thought I was going to be taking. Rent somewhere close by, and yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. Inshallah, in the next month, in January, as soon as the plan is approved, and once the plan is approved, January the place is open, we will be hitting the road running, inshallah, with the building. I mean, we are prepared. We have our bricks. That's all I have. I don't have my window frames and all of those things that you can buy as you need it. But I just thought I'd give you some insight into the challenges that we are experiencing currently. Is there anything that you would like to say in terms of a challenge that you would like me to mention, in terms of a challenge that you're experiencing there? Besides now the water, I did mention the water.
Zipping up and down.
Oh yeah, the other thing is, like, my husband's sister and him, they rented a place in Langebaan last weekend, and we went to visit him, and you know, so he was saying, he said, oh my word, he went to the handles and he said, oh yes, handles, hey, yes, door handles, we can open the door, we can open and close the door, because the challenge is that we need to zip up, and then we need to zip across if we want to open, and same thing, we want to zip and zip if we need to enter. We don't have doors.
We don't want any strange creatures crawling into our sleeping space.
So we don't want any strange creatures crawling into us, into our actual tent, our sleeping space, our bedroom. So we keep it zipped up. We keep it zipped up because, not that, you know,
the netting is zipped.
It's yeah, the netting we keep zipped up. It's a double. It's the you have the canvas, and then you have the netting. So yeah, so doors, taps, showers, those are all the challenges. But for me, the biggest challenge right now is the heat. I can't even be in the garden this time of the day. If we want to tend to the garden, we have to do it at 5 o'clock.
You really need to use the toilet, and it's full.
Okay.
And you need to first empty the toilet.
Okay. So I think you heard that. The other challenge is that we have the seaflow toilets, and those toilets work. It has 2 tanks, right? So the top tank is the tank that you have your water for flushing, and the bottom tank is where all the waste go into. Now those tanks need to be emptied once it's full, and my husband needs to do that too. So we do empty it into a soakaway system. It's not a complete system. We haven't built our actual soakaway system, so this is just a temporary soakaway system that we are using currently. And but it is a challenge because, like I say, for me, the challenges might be the heat, but then for him the challenges is the heat and the wind, because he needs to see that everything is secure, and the water, he needs to see that we have water, and the emptying of the toilets when it's full, and those are challenges. So I hope this provided some insight into some of the challenges. Also, another challenge is you need to be very aware of, because we've tried to safeguard our surrounding by grading and by clearing the land and those types of things, because remember, this was fully grown, and we've left the whole front section, we've left all of that fynbos is still there, although we do have plans to develop the whole land in terms of gardens and growing space and recreational areas, and our house and garage and areas for the animals and all of those things, because that is why we bought the land. But we have cleared it because with all the brush and all the congested growing, you do get snakes and things, and we have had an experience with a snake last week actually, and that is simply due to the heat. And so the other challenge is that you need to be very vigilant, my husband never walks without, when he connects our water, he never walks without a stick because he needs to walk through brush to get to the water point. And those are the types of challenges also that we have. But I must say we haven't really had any challenges with what do you call those things that you say, Solika? We haven't really had challenges with like the eagles going onto the chickens and snakes coming into our area. We've had the one snake which was we have two types of snakes here. We have mole snakes and we have Cape Cobra, and that looked to be a Cape Cobra after all the research we did on it, and also videos that we did, a video that we did send out to a close family group, so people who know. And then yeah, so that was the challenge. So as much as it looks to be and this is still the dream, this never will stop being our dream. I mean, we're going to the city at least once a week or once every second week. That's like the longest we've not been to the city. But when we get home, it's like we're so glad to be home. We are doing this, but we are seeing improvement in the land. We are seeing development of our dreams happening right as we are experiencing it day by day. And so like for me, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, but you really, I would say that this is something that you really need to want, because if you are a city person, then and the city is your beginning and end all, then this life is not for you. You can do it for a holiday, but to have this as your life is very different. I see the goal. I see the goal of being comfortable in my house. So I'm quite willing to make this type of sacrifice, because I mean, I could not afford to just buy a farm with a built-up house and structures that maybe I wouldn't even have wanted to have in certain positions, but besides that, I couldn't afford it. So this is the only way that I can realize my dream. It's the only way that I can afford it, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice. So I hope that this video provided some insight. It is a bit of a long video. I'll probably only upload it when I get to my son, because it uploads a lot faster there. I'm not even going to edit it, but I will be uploading it the next time I go to Cape Town. This video is I'm documenting this on the 21st of December 2021. It is on a Tuesday and it is quite hot here. So please, if you're interested in our journey, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't just watch the videos. Click the subscribe button, because it really helps us to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. And then also don't forget to like the video, share it amongst your friends, whom you know, especially people whom you think might be interested in living a self-sustainable lifestyle, or even if it's someone who loves gardening, someone who loves DIY stuff. Share to that person, and that person might even find value in the videos that we do upload. So from me, Khairia, at South African Homesteader, until next time.